Hello everyone. So in this micro tutorial, we will be making sliding doors out of the custom designed ones that you would make for your project. Similarly, with the last micro tutorial on the lifts, I'll be using Practice 6's base model as a guide, using their custom doors as the base. So this is Jennifer Yuja and Tian Hao's um, custom sliding doors that I assume goes left and right. And this is a bit of a similar scenario for some of you where you might want to use your own custom models in Unreal. And so the first thing to do is to really export just the doors to Unreal Engine. So at the moment I've got this model and I've pretty much removed the doors in Unreal. So there's one set here and there's another set at the back. And basically what we want to do is we want to make a blueprint out of that sliding door. And so when you export it, just make sure that you move these guys to 000 before you export it. And for this one, I would separate them to the two components, so the left and the right. So just export them. I've already done it for this one, so I'm just going to make a new folder called doors. And then just file, import into level. I've got door one left and door one right, so door one left. Make sure you turn on import as dynamic and front force x-axis is on. So import, and here it is. Just delete all these cameras, we don't need them. Compile and save. And we also need, at the moment it's here at 000. And then delete that. But what we do need to do is to import the other door. So door right. So just delete all of these cameras, compile, save, and again, just delete that. Now, I'm just going to go close to that model. And what we want to do is we don't want to use the actual FBX files or the blueprint that they've got here already. We want to create them from the original static mesh. So before we start, we'll just save all of this. And with their doors, each panel is comprised of a frame and a glass, I assume. And so I'll just drag, I think, object 1 and this one and the same thing. So just drag them in. Now they are astronomical. I think it's because I didn't export them as centimeters. That's all right. We can just scale them down for the purposes of this tutorial to 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. And then similarly for the other one, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. And then what we'll do is we will also just turn them around. Oop, I think it's the other way around. All right, and then just put them closer together. So here it is. Oop, I think we might need to just, that's better. Okay, so there's their door. The next thing we'll do is we'll need to put a box trigger over it and just scale them up until it fits the whole door and a bit more. Actually, you can go even further if you want. That looks all right to me. Looks like it's floating. No, it's fine. Next thing to do is to highlight all of this, so the box trigger and all the components of the door. Once you've highlighted them all, just go to Blueprints and click on Convert Selection to Blueprint Class. Pick Harvest Components, which essentially harvests all of them, from my understanding. Select, and it will turn that into a blueprint that you can see here. In the blueprint, you could change the materials now if you wish. So, for example, these ones feel like they will be glass, so I'll just turn them into glass. And these guys seem to be some sort of metallic sci-fi thing, maybe chrome. Chrome. Great, okay. And so what we need to do is we actually need to animate each of the doors separately. So in order to do that, it's quite similar to the lift. We need to go to the event graph, remove all of this. We don't need all of that. So we select the trigger box. And on the bottom right, again, similar to the lift, click on Begin Overlap, which essentially tells Unreal that when our character is near this, or anyone near this, the door will open. And so what we need to do is we need to create a timeline. Just drag that up. Double click on the timeline to enable the float track. So create a float track. We need to make a key. So add key. This one will be 0, 0. Oops. 0, 0. And also another key. And this one will be value 1, 1. And also just change the length to 1 second, which essentially is open a door in 1 second. Compile that back to event graph. Now, because unlike the lift from before where it only had one object, this one has two. So I believe object 1 and 3, 2, 4, yep, 1 and 3 are the larger door. So drag them both in. And then what we need to do is we need to create a set relative location. And we need to connect both of them. So target. And then we also need, again, similar to the lift, a lerp vector node. We also need from memory, need to connect update to set relative. And then with alert, what we need to do is we need to go back to the viewport with the B. Just pay attention to how far it should open. So at the moment it's at, I think, when we open it, maybe it goes maybe around there. So that's about -1, let's make it 170. So make sure to go back. So that one will be -170. Also just make sure that with all your static mesh components, everything, the Z value is on 0, which means this probably needs to go back down. Timeline 1. Why did this change? 170. I compile, save. If I press play, there you go. It opens up. I can't fit through because I'm too fat. So, but also you can see that as I leave, the door doesn't really close. So what we need to do is we need to make pretty much the same thing, but for the other side of the door. Whoop, not this one. So what we'll do is we'll need to grab the other side of the door, which I believe it's these two. We need to make a set relative location. Connect those two. We also need to make a lerp vector, which connects to the new location. From memory, this should connect to this one as well, and this one to this one as well. So that's what it should look like. And just check how much this should open by. So home is 56. So maybe, I don't know, 120. So make sure it's back. So home is 56 and this is 120. Enter. Let's see if this works. So let's compile that. So press play. So if I walk in, ooh, they're not working. Why is that? So that's because we should have made a new, break this, a new timeline node by itself for the second one. So let's put that here. So double click that, which gets a new float track. So same thing, add key 0, 0, add another key 1, 1. Length is 1. Compile, go back to the event graph, connect the new track to the alpha, break this, and connect this update to that. Compile. So let's see if this works. So if we press play, as you can see, the door is not opening. Why is that? It's because we need to make a sequence node. between this and this new timeline. So let's make a sequence node, which I believe is this, which connects this guy to that, then to this one to that. Compile, save, let's press play, let's see if that works. Still doesn't work. Oh, sorry, that's why. It's because we've removed the connection to that. So compile, play. As you can see there, now it opens. I can go through. Hurrah. But as you can still see, it's not closing. So what we need to do is we need to make an end overlap. So in the trigger box, go down again, get the end overlap down here. And we need that so that doors will close, and we need to associate them with everyone, which basically is the reverse of the door opening. So we need another sequence node. Connect this to that, connect then 0 to reverse, and then 1 to reverse. So that's what it should look like. Press compile, take this off, press play. So I'm leaving, I leave the box trigger, and you can see that one closed. So open, turn around, close. Again. Okay, so what we need to do then is we need to put that blueprint over there. So as you can see, it's now down here. So let's save all. And basically we can just now drag that into where we need to put them. So for this one, it will be over here. Basically where you think. And this will make you think about your design, because obviously if it opens, it's going to hit this handrail. But it's something for you to think about. So it looks like you can go back a bit more. Something like this. It looks like it goes down a little bit more. Or something like that. Something like that. Okay, great. And it looks like we need another one at the back. So just, actually it needs to go to the side. Oops. A little bit more. Yeah, it's pretty good for now. And so we just need to copy that for the other side. This one looks a bit bigger. I think that needs to go a bit more to this side. And also it needs to go back a bit. All right, that looks pretty good to me. So if we combo all of this together with the lift from the last tutorial, if I just press play, here I come, hurrah, up on the lift, go forward, doors open, I get cleaned here, doors go again, and I jump. That's it. Let's do that again, just because I can. Press play, go up, and that's it. So obviously the two door is much more complicated. If your sliding door is just one, that's simpler. But at least that shows you could make your custom models animated. That's it. Good luck.